Now, this is a really cool feature in Python. Let's say we are building a small utility function that prints the information differently depending on the type of data we pass to it. So you might think of creating a simple function called showData, and inside the function, we now need to figure out what type of data was passed, like if it's a string, a list, or a dictionary. So the most common way to do that in Python is by using the is instance. So first, we will use the if is instance for string data type. Then maybe I want different behavior for lists, so I'll add another condition using the elif, then another for dictionaries, and finally, we'll add an else block for unsupported types. And now, if we call the showData function with different data types like string, list, dictionary, and run the program, then you can see that the function behaves differently depending on the type of data. Now, this works perfectly fine for small scripts, but there's one small problem. As the project grows and we need to support more and more data types, this function will keep getting longer because we'll keep adding more elif is instance conditions. So instead of one clean function, we end up with a big chain of type checks. That's where a single dispatch from the functools module can help. So now we will add @singleDispatch decorator above the showData function. Now this base function acts as the default behavior for unsupported types. Now the cool part is that instead of adding multiple if conditions inside the function, we can register a separate implementation for different types. For example, we can write @showData.register to define a function that handles strings, then another one to handle lists, and another for dictionaries. So now when we again call the showData function with different data types, Python automatically checks the type and calls the correct version of the function. So the behavior is the same as before, but the big difference is that the logic for each type now lives in a separate function.